All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a pair of UFC fight announcements. First up, UFC 254, Khabib versus Gaethje is going to welcome a women's flyweight bout as Liana Jojua welcomes Miranda Maverick to the UFC. Jojua sports an 8-3 record, while Maverick, while sporting one of the goofier nicknames in the sport, also brings in a 7-2 record into the UFC and a 5-fight win streak. Jojua coming off a win over Diana Belbita via submission armbar. Before that, lost her UFC debut a little less than a year ago to Sarah Morris via TKO. Miranda Maverick coming off a decision win over Pearl Gonzalez 6 months ago. Jojua is the elder fighter by 2 years, 25 to Maverick's 23. She's also going to be the taller fighter by just a bit, 5 feet 4 inches, 162 centimeters, to Maverick's 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters. However, Maverick sports the reach advantage, 65 inches, 165 centimeters, to Jojua's 62 inches, 157 centimeters. This fight is going down at UFC 254, Khabib versus Gaethje. The headliner is, of course, the lightweight title fight. Now, that event also features a flyweight bout between Cynthia Calvillo and Lauren Murphy. But going back to Jojua versus Maverick. So Maverick, she was supposed to fight and make her UFC debut against Mara Romero Barella on June 27th. Did not pass her medicals. Had to get something worked on, something fixed there. So now she'll be debuting against Jojua. I like this fight for Maverick. I think this is a, I don't want to say it's an easy win for her. I think it's an advantage for her. Jojua does not have the stand-up that Maverick has. Not that Maverick's stand-up is great, but it's definitely better than Jojua's. On the ground is where things start to even out. Jojua has a lot of submissions on her record. Got a heel hook and a couple of arm bars, a few submissions, so she's very good off of her back on the ground, whereas Maverick is going to want to take her down and get on top and start to land ground and pound, work to pass the guard, and go for submission. So it should make for an interesting fight. Maverick, big product of Invicta FC. I think she's only had one fight outside of Invicta, so she's definitely a product of, that. How do you say it? Almost like a production line. Like, you make it in Invicta, you usually get called up to the UFC, especially if you make it to the title. However, Maverick did not make her way to the title. She was supposed. A lot of people thought she should have fought for it, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Moving along, also on that card is a bantamweight bout. Excuse me, not on that card. On a fight night scheduled for November 28th is going to be a bantamweight bout between Rachael Ostovich and Gina Mazany. Ostovich moving up in weight for this fight. That card is headlined by a heavyweight bout between Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis, and also features a bantamweight bout between Ashley Evans-Smith and Norma Dumont. Looking at the stats for this one, Ostovich coming in spotting a 4-5 record. Mazany sporting a 6-4 record. Both are coming off of losses. Ostovich to Paige Van Zant via armbar a year and 7 months ago. She's been off for a while. She had USADA issues. Mazany got cut by the UFC. Picked up a win in King of the Cage about 7 months ago, and then got called back about 2.5 months ago, to take a quick loss to Julia Avila. Came in very late notice on that, like a week or less, and then just got crushed by Julia Avila. Let's see, Mazany, the elder fighter, 32 years to Ostovich's 29. Mazany will also be the taller fighter, 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters, to Ostovich's 5'3", 160 centimeters. And Mazany is going to sport a very nice reach advantage as well. 68.5 inches, 174 centimeters, to Ostovich's 62 inches, 157 centimeters. You know, neither fighter has really shown themselves to be UFC caliber, in my opinion. Ostovich has that lone win against Karina Gevorgian, you know, almost 3 years ago. Mazany has one win against Wmma almost 3 years ago as well. 2 years, 9 months for each fighter picking up those wins. I do think Mazany is better on the feet, on the ground. Pretty much a toss-up. This is just one of those fights. This is basically a filler fight, honestly. I mean, they got both fighters on the card. They need to fill the card. They need to get these fighters fights. This is what this is. Early pick, I'm going to go with Danger Mazany to win this one and probably most likely be Ostovich's last fight in the UFC until she can pick up some other wins elsewhere. Anyway, that's all I really have for these two fights. Looking forward to the first, not so much the latter. Let me know your thoughts on them, though, in the comments down below. Of course, if you liked the video, please give it a like. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Wmma Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.